Hey guys. Well, you know what? I have this growing attitude of yes, is what it is. I do believe the way everything turned out. We got to the point where it's like, yeah, you know what? Maybe we should just quit on all of what those ideas and things. The stuff sold to us over those many years. The stories given to us over and over again, year after year after year after year. Just sort of like, quit on that and say, I'm not going to believe in any of that anymore. You know, and we're just once I got to that point where I will have to do something, come up with something ourselves. Um, I think that what that happened is that happened a few years back actually, and it's just like got just a. It's almost like if you ever know what rot is, once it gets started, it's something you have to battle, and if it's encouraged by all the stuff that encourages it, then it'll end up with you'll end up at a point where it's like it's all hollowed out, and they're going to have to take all this out and replace it and with new and just and it seems like maybe a little of that's been going on, and it's been needed, really an awful lot. It may be our prayers are being answered, and if so, I mean, after all this time, then it looks to me like what I've been feeling is like something organic in it's like a change within, you know. And I just want to say I am grateful for this finally happening. Whether it happened now or then, whatever. But I'm grateful for what I sense as some improvements. Plus also the promises that are seemingly beginning to actually manifest. I will say that recently I've been praying more, and I do believe that we've been being made more clean, more pure, and that's good. It's just fine with me. I don't have to have a coat of multi-color and stuff. It's like just a couple colors. Is what I'm known for is what I'm known for. I'm real sure. Gold. But what I'm being told is that the story of these challenges and trials and invasions and disrespect, all that is ended, and we're going to be shifting back towards what it's supposed to be, and more into our position. We've been getting more of the Word in us, and we're trying to get more of the Word, more of Christ. And it does seem, I would say, there is more peace throughout, more peace in me and my mind, as well as it seems throughout the vessel. And I've prayed that for all the crew as well. So yeah, it does seem internally things have quieted down some. That's been, a big goal for a long time. The thing that's been coming through for a long time now that we've just not been able to move on. I mean, we've just, I have to acknowledge it. Yeah, we've been dragging it hard these last couple months, and it's the leftovers of all this other enforced failure. There's only so much that you can do before you start looking at God and saying, "What are we doing, Lord God Almighty?" you know. But I think it's turned around. That's what I've been being told. Basically, what I've been told is that now once you actually begin anything at all, it's going to take off. It'll have a volition all of its own. Like it'll have a will of its own. The next thing you know is stuff's going to be popping out of nowhere. Hey, how's this? Look at opportunities over here, and these are freebies here, and this will boost everything like that. And look at this is going to, so that will all come together very quickly and turn into what they've dreamed it would be from the very beginning. And from what I understand, a lot more actually than some. Like it's going to be way better than ever was anticipated. Why? Because of this, all these side quests and ridiculous amounts of suffering and bleeding and damage and everything. Supposedly, counts for a whole big bunch of rewards on the other end of the game. So we're going to be, stand there going, hey, one of the promises paid for suffering. So we'll be getting that too. And getting a lot of gold back along the way it sounds too. So yeah, what I'm being told is blessed, totally blessed. Just give it one more try. Anything you do, just try it. Anything, and basically, it's going to bring lots of successes and victory, and in all that we do, and all we attempt. The next thing, any effort whatsoever is going to be paid back. It's not going to just be met halfway. It's going to be like, rushes to you. Just all you made any type of effort. Hey, here, let us reward it. Which about at this point is probably needed. It's like, oh yeah, I'm great, fantastic, wonderful. You can't get enough of me, huh? Well, whatever. Pay me. That's what I say. And so yeah, we can have some operational expenses, met, and basically, I've heard a couple of the different stories, and I guess it's time to outline them. But that's about as good as I'm going to do. I'm not going to write a pack of lies or anything. I'll give the outline of what I was told it was supposed to be, and if it's not against God's will, then so be it. It'll be fantastic, won't it? Because I know it's supposed to be way more than that I've imagined, and way more than it ever had been planned to be, and a lot better. And I still hear these guides, these celestial voices of a sort, that are telling us some rather, a lot of the same kind of thing that it always was, and it's basically what it was always going to be is what it's going to be, and a lot better. And some of the stuff I'm showing is kind of trippy. I'm like, what? But like I've told people, I can't make any promises but what I can promise, and it's all conditional. It is very conditional, and it's conditional upon what is true and what becomes true and what is made true. So that's what I'm operating on. And what I say is, I know it's going to work out. Is I will pray along the way, and these things that are made of wax and is all deception and junk will be melted. It will be pushed out of the way. For whatever reason, we won't choose that path or accept that gift, whatever it is, and we'll be steered away from the false things. So, no reason to bother with trying to provide us those things. As you can tell already, So, guys, thanks very much for all that you're doing and all of your help, all of your. I saw what I think might have been one of our guys today, and I was like, my gosh, what a tank! And I was thinking, I wonder how much of that muscle could be converted so you all of a sudden you're now 4 inches taller. But we're making some progress, it seems. in a lot of different ways across the board, I think is what's going on here. That overall, instead, when you're talking about being raised, you're talking about your levels within being raised, you know? And the next thing you know, it's as if you're being fed your high test gasoline that you're supposed to be getting instead of causing knocks and pings, rattles, and other junk going on, crap gas, ethanol fuel or something. Instead, you're getting the right stuff, and everything starts to kick on, and the lights stop flickering, and instead of becoming more consistent and steady, and attitude and perceptual changes are occurring. Our prayers are again becoming more precise, and again, combating all of the what you would normally refer to as negativity, but we're not electrical batteries or anything. I'm not a capacitor, so let's try to stay away from negative and positive. When really it's about light and dark and life and death and that which uh, in other words, all the adverse influences in our lives are being negated and rendered ineffective as was supposed to be. Because, I heard one of them talking today about, blah, blah, some people don't like to share their clothes with their neighbors and yada, 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 blah. Well, yeah, it's not even whether it's a like or a dislike. It comes down to the fact that we're supposed to be more like singular in nature, solitary, or at least isolated from what's around us, energetically and spiritually. That's just the given of the situation. And we wouldn't be any other way unless we were surrounded by us. Well, that's way up there. And so, so now, no, we're supposed to be pretty much more pure than all this other stuff that's mixed. And we're not supposed to be a mixed house. It is supposed to be a house of light and life, the forces of light and life. It's not supposed to be mixed. No, it's other stuff. So I'm glad, that's being accepted, because it also enables us to, instead of being this scary thing that they think we are going to be or something, like the ruin of all their plans and happiness, just the opposite is true. Because whenever we become as more operational, and we are becoming that, and you'll begin to see that, the next thing you know is we all of a sudden, all these other ideas and epiphanies and revelations come forth for us. Like, no, we're not supposed to stay here, but because of what we do here, there's going to be a gate constructed that will be a permanent fixture. And this was depicted to me as like a building, which is a gateway to the very bottom level of the last chance kingdom. And it's called the last chance because the people that take it already blew all the other chances and know everything that they weren't supposed to know, and so have to go the harder route, which is basically, I think, signing on to be those people in the bottom of the ship. Row, row, row. Background workers, engines. Perhaps you could look at it like that. But and through their work, their labors, they are able to advance. But these are things. This is all up to God. If it's be God's will, yay. And if it not be God's will, I'm happy to forgo all that, move on past that, and get on upstairs. Just get back to the white folk and be happy. Hang out with happy, shiny people. Remember, Michael Stipes was trying to warn us all way back in the 80s. Remember, if you believe that they put a man on the moon, you might believe in the people you see on television. And you might believe that you're isolated from what you see and hear.